everybody, and welcome to the World of Micah. Today we're going to be traveling down memory lane and visiting some pivotal spots from my childhood. You guys are going to get to tag along and be showing you guys just different places from my childhood, places I've lived, places I used to hang out, first job, things like that, to try and let you guys know a little bit more of a personal side of me. We can get to know each other a little bit more. Since I have gone to doing daily episodes, I've been gaining more subscribers. Some people who are just now joining the channel have been joining strictly because of my Disney videos and stuff. But for those of you who have been around for a while, wanting to do something like this where you guys kind of get to know me a little better. Also, if you saw my post on my story and also on my Instagram, I'm doing a Q&A. It'll probably be on the next episode, so you guys are seeing this now. Comment below some questions you guys want me to include on the Q&A video. Ask away. Let's get some questions going, and it'll be a ton of fun. Now, before we get started on today's episode, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's free. It'll keep you updated with my latest video. If you would like to support my channel, please visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/worldofmicah. We're donating $1 a month. Can help fund episodes just like that. All the links are down below. Now,
let's take a closer look.
I went to elementary school here at Flowood Elementary. And one day, I decided I didn't want to be at school anymore. So I lied and told the teacher while we were at recess, which was right over there, that I had to go to the bathroom. For some strange reason, she let me go back to the school by myself. Well, I decided to walk on this sidewalk right here and was going to walk home, which was right across the street here in my neighborhood that I lived in. It was right across the street. I think they caught up with me before I got home, but they called my mom and the tables kind of turned. I mean, of course I got in trouble, but the teachers definitely got in trouble too for letting me wander off from the recess area by myself. And this is where I used to live. In this neighborhood here. So many things in my life happened in this neighborhood. I learned how to ride a bike in this neighborhood. I learned how to play baseball in sort of a sandlot type thing. Our neighbor's house at the time was not built, so an empty lot set next to my mom's. And that's where my brother and I and a few kids in the neighborhood played baseball after we saw the film The Sandlot. It inspired us to go out and play The Sandlot ourselves. It was pretty cool. Met some people here in this neighborhood that I still know to this day. This is where I first went trick-or-treating as a kid. So many things happened right down on this street, right here. And our house is right up here on the left. I'll show you guys my old bedroom. I've always just wanted to go up to this house, knock on the door, and just say, hey, I used to live here. You mind if I see my old room? Don't know if that would actually go over very well with these folks, but this is the house that I grew up in, man. I used to skate all in front of that house on the sidewalk. That was my room, right there. That was my room. I actually have a picture of me on that front porch, dressed as Peter Pan for 1 year of Halloween. I learned how to ride my bike in that yard, and I actually hit this mailbox right here with my bike. Went down and hit that mailbox. Wow, I haven't seen that garage in years. I used to skate in that garage, ride my bike all here in this driveway. My mom got us an inflatable, one of those jump houses, and put it right there 1 year in that backyard there. I was climbing that fence and I slipped and fell and scratched my stomach on the gate. Never forget that. And you see where that ditch is right there. This house used to not be here, and this was the Sandlot pretty large area for kids to play baseball. That's for sure. And speaking of trick-or-treating, like I was talking about earlier, this place was definitely the hot spot for trick-or-treating. One of the houses, and I believe it was this house, used to always have a huge cookout in their front yard. I want to say it was the house up here, maybe right here is where they used to have it. No, I think it was this house, maybe. Either way, one of these houses right here used to always have free hamburgers, hot dogs, punch, and they would always do the dry ice with the punch, and it was free. Like, families could walk up. This was a different time now. You got to remember, a completely different time. It was kind of safe back in those days to join in those kind of festivities. Now people would looking at you very weird if you were trying to offer someone's family free food. But for the trick-or-treaters, we could stop and get some food, some drinks, and then be on our way for some more trick-or-treating. And we hit these houses hard, man. Even when I didn't live in this neighborhood, we would sometimes drive to this neighborhood just to go trick-or-treating because the candy was unlimited here. Every house. It was insane. And I believe what happened is, like, it was safe enough for kids to go trick-or-treating by themselves. So the parents would just stay home and pass out candy. And all the kids had flashlights and everything, and we would just go out and do our own thing because we went in groups. Classic Americana at its finest. These hills are no joke driving through here. I remember riding my bike on these huge hills. Get some speed, that's for sure. And it probably wasn't smart riding our bikes with all the traffic through here, but nonetheless, I'm taking you guys to the spot of my very first job. I worked for my dad at this pool and tennis center, and my job was to answer the phone and to rent out the tennis courts to people. Then in the summertime, when the pool was open, I also ran the concession stand inside. I was kind of the do-it-all man for my dad, and it taught me how to manage my time and also taught me how to do more than one thing, you know, at one time, because I would come here right after school, work till about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and it was cool. He also let my band practice here from time to time. Then my mom ended up letting us practice at the house. I have not been here in well over 10 plus years. It's crazy. But the courts here, the tennis courts, it's difficult to see, but they are blue. That was my dad's doing. He got them colored blue. It was kind of awesome. And I worked right in this building right here. So many things in my life happened inside this building. Kind of crazy. That handrail used to not be there. And right here was where the pool is. The pool is no longer there. Had diving board and all kinds of stuff in that pool. And that was awesome. Dad would always let my friends and I come here after hours in the summertime and swim. Get a little night swim in. And I went to this church right here. It's a completely different church now. This is where we went to church. In fact, I believe, yes, this was the youth. This is where the youth went. I would be here hanging out with my friends on Wednesdays, and this was the main building right here. It used to not be white like how it is now. It was a natural brick color, but nothing else has really changed. Spent a lot of time here with a lot of friends and good people. Crazy. Although it is closed, this restaurant right here, Golden China Restaurant, is my favorite Chinese food and probably one of my top 5 favorite restaurants of all time. Love getting Chinese food there. I've been getting Chinese food there since probably around 3rd, 4th grade. Now here in Mississippi, we had several mom and pop type VHS rental places back in the day. We also had a Blockbuster, a Hollywood Video, some of the commercially known VHS rental, movie rental spots. But there was a place here, and I believe it was called Family Video, right over here in Grants Ferry area of Brandon and Flowood, Mississippi. This is where I picked up my very first copy of Back to the Future, and it quickly became one of my favorite movies of all time. And when the place closed, the gentleman who owned that place gave the VHS to my mom, and I still have it to this day. And this is the Back to the Future VHS right here. The very first copy I ever saw and the very first copy I ever rented. It's definitely old. And there's nothing on it from the old VHS place except for this barcode right here. That's it. There's a little sticker right here, but that's it. Kind of crazy to think about. Apparently I was like the only person who ever rented it, because every Friday night I would rent that movie. We would go to that Chinese place I showed you guys, go and rent a movie. I would rent something I never seen before, but then I always rented Back to the Future because I figured 2 days of Back to the Future was awesome every week. And then he ended up giving me that VHS and I owned it. And straight ahead in this building across the street from that Chinese restaurant is where I picked up my copy of Back to the Future. Now this place is called Life Church. It's a church back in the day, and that awning is still the same from when it was the VHS place. Man, that was awesome. Oh, no way. Hold on. The old slot where you would put your videos is still there. The fast return is still there. Man, that brings back so many memories of going inside this building right there and renting a lot of the films that made me who I am today. I mean, I rented so many different films in there, and it's hard to believe that Back to the Future was like the one that I always... I rented so many films in there, and it's so cool that I have a piece of that store with me forever. My first ever copy of Back to the Future, the first ever copy of Back to the Future that I ever saw on that VHS is the VHS I own today. So it's kind of cool to own, you know, the first copy you ever see. Most films, I don't know where the first copy is that I ever saw. I just somehow later along the lines of life bought a VHS copy or a DVD copy, but I don't own the copy, the very first copy that I ever saw. Kind of cool. It's supposed to be getting some nasty weather here in Mississippi within the next 24 hours, so I think tomorrow is going to be a good day to do that Q&A video. So like I said, comment below anything you would like to ask me for that next episode. I'll be doing that. And if I get out and do anything, you guys will obviously get to tag along for the day, but I just wanted to go ahead and throw it out there again. Comment here or send me an email or send me a private message on Instagram, or you can comment on my post I made on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I post a lot on there, not so much on my Twitter, but on Instagram I do. Well, you guys, I'm heading back to the house and gonna be hanging out with my mom the rest of the afternoon. But if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a big thumbs up. Now it's time to say goodbye, but I will see you guys tomorrow on a brand new episode. Submit your questions, and I'll see you guys then. All my links are down below. Stay weird. Goodbye.